Welcome to Brains on Games. I'm Dr. Brian McDonald, and today we're going to talk about a card game that's won multiple awards, most recently the American Tabletop Award for the Best Strategy Game of the Year. It's a game that you can play with between 1 and 5 players, so there is a solitaire version of the game. It takes between 40 minutes and a little over an hour, and it's appropriate for kids aged 10 and older. It is a game called Wingspan. Published by Stonemaier Games, this is a game that's designed by Elizabeth Hargrave with artwork by multiple female artists, so in an industry that is dominated, I think, by male designers and male artists, this is a game that was created by women. And it is a beautiful game. You know, it's got a great, well, what board gamers call a great table presence. If you're ever playing this game in public, probably people will be quite curious about what you're doing. The artwork on the cards is fantastic, and it comes with a dice tower that looks like a birdhouse. So you drop your dice in the top, and they come out the bottom, and the faces on the dice show what food is available for your birds. So the object of a game of Wingspan is to build the best aviary, or to create a habitat that attracts the best birds and that will earn you the most points at the end of a game. It is a game that requires executive functioning skills. Now, executive functions are the skills that you need to work towards a goal. And in this case, you need to be able to do some planning and some prioritization. There are lots of ways to earn points in Wingspan, but what you'll find is that you have a limited number of actions and a limited number of cards and a limited number of resources. You can never quite do all of the things you would like to do in this game, so you really have to come up with a plan and prioritize that, and you may have to adjust that plan on the fly as you play. So you've got actions like playing a bird into your habitat. You can have your birds lay eggs or gather food for the birds, or you can draw more bird cards so that you have more options. But there's a limited number of actions you can take, and there's only so much you can do. Now, you will have to juggle some information in your memory when you're playing this game. Working memory is, well, I always think of it as being like the whiteboard in your mind, where you keep information so you can do something with it. So your short-term memory will allow you to remember 2 numbers, but when you're adding them together and working with them, that's working memory. And Wingspan is a game that does require some mental math. Not only are you juggling your plans and goals and priorities, but you're also looking at the points that each bird will award you at the end of the game. At the end of each round, players can get bonus points for having the most eggs or having the most birds with a particular kind of nest. So that's another way where you may be doing some math. There are specialist cards too that earn you extra points at the end of the game. So if you have, for example, a photographer card, the photographer card can allow you to earn some extra bonus points for birds that have colors in their names. So obviously your kids are going to be doing some reading. The anatomist card is one that gives you bonus points for birds that have body parts in their names. So there are going to be some calculations that you'll be doing along the way in order to reach your goal of earning the most points and winning a game of Wingspan. Also, you'll notice that on each card there is some factual information about the bird that we're talking about. So you've got beautiful artwork. So if art appreciation is a skill that's important for your kids to develop, certainly they'll appreciate the artwork on these cards. But also you get an interesting fact about the bird. I know that when we were first starting to play this game, my kids were fascinated by the fact that turkey vultures projectile vomit. That was quite a shocker for my boys. So you get some information about these birds, and I know when we play the game, we always read that factual statement as we play each bird, so that we're all sort of learning about the birds as we play them. And I know that I've read of some other players who they go outside and they look for birds that they've played in their aviaries in the game. So that's a very brief description of Wingspan, a beautiful strategy game that requires executive functions, working memory, mental math skills, can improve your factual knowledge about birds and give you a chance to appreciate some beautiful artwork of the birds on the cards. Next time on the show, well, originally I had a plan to talk about a game requiring verbal reasoning skills, but it seems like I changed the plan at the end of every episode. I've had some people asking about games that are appropriate for younger kids, and I have a great game that requires some fine motor dexterity and a steady hand, and that's what we'll be talking about in our next episode, a game for younger kids involving motor skills. So if you have any questions or comments or suggestions of games that I should play on the show, you can email me at brian@brainsongames.ca. The website, brainsongames.ca, is where all of the episodes will be posted, so you can certainly find the previous episodes there, and future episodes will be posted there as well. Thanks for joining me today, and hopefully I'll see you next time.